My apologies for all my fans of tea. When I originally decided I was going to go live this afternoon, it was, I don't know, a few hours ago. Thought, what the heck, let's go live in the afternoon. I was hoping to be working today, but they didn't need me. So I wrote in and I kind of had the desire that I'd be drinking some tea in the afternoon. It seems like a nice afternoon drink. But with my day off today, I went to the gym. And as I have a habit of doing on the way home from the gym, I brought my laptop to the gym with me. I don't even use the locker, by the way. I put my coat and my sweats and all my stuff in the little cubby holes. Seems one step quicker to get the workout started and over. But anyway, I went by the coffee shop, Copper Rock, in downtown Appleton, and had a couple cups of tea and got some work done there for a couple hours. And so I get home today, or this afternoon, and I'm not sure I feel like drinking tea. And I want to give that peppermint mocha one more chance. Had it yesterday, and it was pretty good. It's no pumpkin spice though. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Narinder. It's 9 p.m. here, Narinder. Well, it's about time you have a late evening or, I don't know, maybe a late evening coffee with Ken. I've got a little soft Christmas music and a beautiful scene back there with a little fireplace and snow coming down, Christmas tree. Thought it would set the mood nicely for this afternoon. For those, Rebecca, I know is in Australia, doesn't see much snow. And again, it's not looking like it was the other night on my video, but we got a lot of it. And again, I talk about the snow plows right here. You know, that pile of snow probably looks 15 feet high over there. So that's going to be there a long, long time. Probably all season and just get bigger and bigger till spring finally comes. Okay. So how we doing? How we doing? Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Thursday afternoon. I don't know. Thoughts with Ken? Coffee with Ken? I don't even know if I have any thoughts for you. Just had a free day. Have been enjoying building my audience here on YouTube and striking up a lot of conversation with people from all over the world and kind of have fun doing this. I've done this show for a while, a total of about 6.5 years on various social media platforms, and kind of enjoy growing the audience. And one day when I get all grown up and figure out what I want to do in life, I'm hoping it is continue to create content. And by that, I mean going live every day on my little show. I'm hoping my show makes a difference. I hope there's people out there that maybe feel alone or maybe struggling with sobriety or mental health or divorce or financial highs and lows and maybe just needs it's been there and that's okay with being there. And that's what I'm hoping my show offers. Narinder says she really misses the snow. Yeah, you probably don't get much at all in Britain. I know most of my cousins live in Scotland, and snow is few and far between. It's interesting because it's pretty darn north on the globe, but because it's got warmish ocean water all around it, it has more moderate temperatures, less hot days and less cold days as well. I remember I golfed on January 2nd at Muirfield Country Club in Scotland, and it was pretty chilly. And by the end of the round, it was just me and my brother. There was like wind and a storm had come in, and it was like sleeting and kind of hurt to be out there. but I know the temperatures are a heck of a lot more moderate. Kind of wish I started my coffee a little bit early. I feel somewhat naked in front of you without a cup of coffee. So anyway, how you guys doing? How you feeling? How's your afternoon going? Morning, Ken. What time is it there? It's 8 a.m. in Australia. Wow, it's amazing how we have, like I said, Australia's my new hotspot for growth. It is 3:05 right now, and I tell you what, I decided to do this again. Was doing my show this morning. I was having a lot of technical issues, and kind of was enjoying it this morning, and thought with a free day, if I really hoping to grow Coffee with Ken into what I think it can be, might as well hop on live. I always pick up a bunch of subscribers every time I go live. I said just kind of on a whim that I'd like to hit 10,200 subscribers by Sunday. No real rhyme or reason for that. But again, if I pick up, I don't know, 100 subscribers a week or so, that seems pretty good. Let's see. Closer to the sun, like through the airways, is the devil. I don't know what you mean by that. And it's getting better, so I'm a bit more happy. Well, good to hear, Narinder. I don't know what he's in the ICU for, but I remember you mentioned that yesterday, and I know I think you're 56 years old if memory serves. So assuming your brother's roughly that age, yeah, it's an age where you start to learn you can lose people in life, and I've lost several over the last few years. So I hope your brother's on the mend and gets better and gets out of ICU and gets back to the rest of the family that he has. Somebody said the devil's greatest trick. And they're trying to say, for some reason, true north is down, not up. And that's the devil's greatest trick. What did I hear? It was in some movie. And I don't remember the movie. Maybe you guys can help me with it. I heard the devil's greatest trick was convincing the world that he doesn't exist. And I think that was in a movie, and if anybody can help me with what movie that was, I don't know. Hello, Schlevel Knievel, how are you? I was at our favorite coffee shop today, Copper Rock, doing some work, drinking some tea. My coffee's almost ready to grab. Should I go get some? I know it's 9 o'clock. Wait. It's 8 in the morning in Australia? Well, Rebecca, and I forget who the other guy from Australia was, you should be rocking and rolling with the coffee today. I sat in a booth, Schlevel. Or no, I didn't sit in the booth. Wait, we sat in the booth when we were there. Narinder, I've talked a lot about heaven and hell. Yeah. I talked a lot about heaven and hell. I think heaven and hell are, and this is going to get metaphors for what our lives can be like on earth while we're alive. And if we have faith, our life here on earth can be heaven-like. And if we have no faith and we aren't grateful, life will feel rather hell-like on earth. That's my personal thought. I think the Bible is an amazing self-help book, and it talks about giving away fears and anxieties and worries to God and being grateful, and just grasping just a glimpse of those feelings has made me feel so much better personally, and allowed me to soothe myself when I get scared or afraid or worried about any number of things that I might get scared, afraid, or worried about. Tempted to be patient. I hear that patience is a virtue. Perhaps we'll wait until my coffee is done percolating. Unless any of you fine folk can give me any reason to go grab it now, because I could be switched around. I'm not feeling that determined in any sort of way. But again, it was, I don't schedule many of my lives. And this morning I scheduled this one for 2 o'clock today. And I was sitting there at the coffee shop and getting a lot of work done and feeling productive, editing videos, posting videos, working a resume, applying for a job. I saw a job that, I mean, I don't even know if I want it, but it just seems like my skills and qualifications match it perfectly. I know in probably like 2 weeks I'll get a generic email. We really appreciate your interest in our company, but unfortunately, after much discussion, we decided that your match wasn't quite right. If anything changes at the company, we'll keep your application, your resume, and your cover letter on file. Thanks so much and best of luck in the job search. And again, I don't even know if I'm looking for a job. But again, I thought the description of what the job is matched me so well that I'd be remiss if I didn't at least throw a resume out there and go talk to them if they wanted to talk. I was thinking about it. I took a bath shortly before this. I think I'd be interviewing them. I'll bet I know more about the position and maybe not about their company, but probably more about what needs to be accomplished than they do, and what my strengths are and what I'm good at, and what would make them get all they could from me. How do you guys feel with the little calm Christmas setting in the background? Oh, well, thank you. Kermit the Serious appreciates what I've done for the community. Keep it up. When you say the community, are you talking YouTube? Or are you saying Appleton, Wisconsin? Well, no, I don't even know if I really would want the job. But again, I thought I could maybe help them out. And I don't know. Might be fun just because I think I'd be good at it. And I'm not always great at the 2 jobs I'm at. I don't know how to make every drink or even close to every drink. But Wisconsin are pretty simple folk. They like to order old fashions up here. They don't do too many martinis or too many cosmopolitans. Occasionally some Moscow mules, but those are real easy to make. A lot of old fashions, I'll tell you that. Let's see. The background totally matches. Well, I appreciate that. I thought I usually have the fireplace crackling. I had some Weisenheimer hop on my show this morning go, what's the purpose of that? It was a beautiful crackling fireplace. That's not why I went for the Christmas scene. Just thought with the snow and kind of doing an afternoon show that I'd mix it up a little bit. Why don't you guys just sit here, enjoy the scene. I'm gonna go get myself a cup of coffee. Somebody said, this guy is a very nice gentleman with special needs. I do have special needs. I think we all have special needs. None of us is just like anybody else. We're all unique and special. So yes, thank you. I am a very nice gentleman with special needs. How would I drink my coffee? Well, I'm going to drink it black in a minute. Be patient, Kermit the Serious. Stop being so serious and be patient. We're going to use a Grey Cup today. I had a woman reach out to me today who I haven't seen on my show for about a month, and I've never actually met her, but she reaches out, I don't know, she's on my show fairly often and was going to send me some sort of package. I don't know what's going to be in the package. I don't know exactly what she's sending, but she was talking about it like 2 months ago. And I hadn't heard from her in about a month, and there was never a package showed up. And she texted me today and said, "Oh, Ken, I am so sorry. I've had this, and this going, and some health issues in the family." And I said, "Absolutely no worries." Again, I kind of forgot about it outside of the fact I'd noticed that she hadn't been on the show a while. I was a little worried something happened. I try not to follow up. I will text people from time to time. But I do have contact information, or I'll text some viewers from time to time. But I try not to follow up. I had a viewer, because I don't take attendance. Nobody needs to be here. And as a matter of fact, I'd encourage people to do their best at living their own life and making their own life as great as possible. But I just... don't want to follow up or track anybody down or have anybody apologize to me for not being on the show in a while. Because again, it's nice, but it doesn't make a huge difference to me. I try and just be me every day. And again, I'm trying to learn to not control the world and let things be okay just as they are. And I think that's good practice for all of us. I know for me, every moment of my life has, just about been filled with worry or anxiety about stuff. And I'm getting better at that. We've got a woman on who's enjoying listening to me while she's cooking baked tortellini. But anyway, I'm going to have my first sip of coffee this afternoon. I'm excited about it. I hope wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you got some beverage. And if you want to share what you're drinking, please do, whether it's coffee, tea, a cocktail, a beer, a glass of water, some orange juice, or nothing at all. It's all fine with me. But cheers. Again, it's the peppermint mocha. And it's much tastier than it was yesterday. I think I might have put in a few more grounds. It's possible that my cold is a little better and I can taste it a little better. Lady Scrapper, my feeling is that your baked tortellini is going to come out delicious. And I was going to advise you, just make sure there's enough cheese on it, because melted cheese is so good. But there's more to it than melted cheese. You got to make sure the pasta's done just right. But I bet you know what you're doing, Lady Scrapper, and I trust you. I wish you would deliver to Wisconsin. Good afternoon, Jim Rat. It is an absolutely glorious audience we have this afternoon. Thank you for noticing. I'd almost taken it for granted. We're still going to get Netflix this evening. I kind of want to maybe rewatch Breaking Bad. I'm getting a lot of clips on YouTube of various scenes, and kind of curious about watching them. I did watch it about 5 years ago, the first 2 or 3 seasons, and honestly got kind of bored of it. I think I was binge watching, and it was the first thing I'd really binge watched. I felt it was almost like a homework assignment, having to watch 3 episodes a night or whatever I was doing, and it just seemed too much. So I kind of got tired of it, and I stopped. But again, YouTube is showing me, I don't know if it's because you guys say I look like Hank Schrader, but YouTube is showing me lots of clips from it and kind of makes me want to see it. But it's possible it's run its course. Narinder's sons watch Breaking Bad, but you've never seen it. Scrapper is in Kansas. Maybe a little far for delivery. Well, Lady Scrapper, I don't know what to say about that. I guess it is a little far for delivery. But as they say, there's a will for where there's a will, there's a way. And I have a will to eat your baked tortellini. All you have to do is get it to me. We could even do a video. No coffee, just Scrapper and Ken with some baked tortellini. Kermit says they're the furthest one here. Well, are you the one in Australia, Kermit? Where are you from? Because we have Australian viewers, and I gotta believe Australia is about as far away from me as possible. Oh, Jim Wright, you'd be proud of me. I worked out for the 3rd day in a row today. Istanbul, Turkey. Again, Turkey, I think, is Turkey in Europe? Is that, like, I don't really understand where Asia starts and Europe ends. So is Turkey in Europe? But either way, I don't think Turkey is nearly as far as Australia. I don't know. But I know Australia is south, and to me it seems it's like on the opposite side of the globe. You gotta really want to go to Australia if you live in Wisconsin, and I only kind of want to go. Plus, I hear the government has a tendency to be rather restrictive from time to time during COVID and with young people's social media, I've heard most recently. 3% is located in Europe in terms of geography. Well, I appreciate you saying that, but 3% is just like a sliver. Why don't they kind of rezone the either the country, and why don't you kind people from Turkey give that part of Turkey to Europe? Just a thought. Or, on the other hand, redraw the continental maps so that part's actually in Asia after all. Australia is the other end of the earth to England, 24-hour flight. Well, yeah. Have I heard anything on when we're going to get our $2,000 stimulus check? Are they sending out $2,000 stimulus checks? I mean, I could use it right now. Work's been a little slow. Okay, Australia actually has a social media ban. When you say a ban, do you actually mean, what does it mean? Do somehow the phones turn off all social media apps for kids under 16? Or is a police officer going to arrest a kid that's walking down the street on Snapchat? We have a viewer from India. Welcome from India. Which is further from where I am, India or Turkey? Let's see. Well, most of the competition in Turkey, such as football, for example, also runs in Turkey as well, as quite famous in Europe. So is there a Turkish team, a football team on the Premier League? I don't think so. I would think Turkey's too far away from Barcelona or Real Madrid or the Liverpool team or what have you to be in the same league. I could be wrong. Do I think I could work as an enforcer? Like if you sent me to rough someone up and collect payments, I don't think that's where I don't think that's a future career. I mean, even if I was a bad dude, like tough and could crack skulls, if you will, I'm just too much of a softie. I wouldn't want to collect on anybody. I wouldn't want to hurt anybody. Again, I killed a robin when I was like 12 or 10 with a slingshot, and I'm still suffering for it. How am I doing? Hello from India. You are playing in the Champions League. Is the Champions League different than the Premier League? I would imagine that it is. I'm guessing the Premier League, because that's where Messi and those dudes play, Ronaldo play, is the top soccer league in the world, but I don't know. Okay, let me see. Benny said, hello, Kevin. It's Ken, but we'll go with it. I found your video when I was also choosing between a better paying job and a job I love. Gotta say, money doesn't buy the simple joys of a passion. Thank you. Yeah, Benny. You know, we have financial responsibilities. All of us do. I talk about mine a lot just because I'm twice divorced. But we spend too much time of our lives, in my opinion, doing a job that we don't love what we're doing. And again, I currently have 3 jobs right now, and 2 of them I certainly wouldn't say I love what I'm doing or make any great difference. They help me pay the bills. I applied to another job today, again, just on a whim, because I think I might be amazingly good at it. They might not like me. I probably have too many ideas for them. But yeah, again, just my background and what they're looking for is comically matched. Champions League is more like a competition that is played among the entire local leagues in Europe, such as Premier League. Okay, so the Premier League is a local league of England, but like is Real Madrid in the Champions League or the Premier League? Wait, we have another viewer from Turkey? We have 2 Turkish viewers today. Huh. I appreciate that. I bet Turkey would be a cool place to visit. Oh, thank you to remind me of that, Jim Rat. Please, anybody new here, like the video. Again, we've got 13 thumbs up right now. I go live every morning. My dream, I think, although I'd still substitute teach because I think that makes a big difference. But someday I'd like to be able to do this full time and not have to go serve drinks or be a server or whatever, and hopefully make a big difference because I think I can. I don't know why. I don't even know why. I mean, I kind of know why. I've had my ass kicked in life a lot, not physically, but just been through a whole heck of a lot of stuff. I'm not going to dump it all on you now. Don't worry. We're just enjoying coffee. We've got a lovely Christmas scene over here. But been through enough stuff. And again, I think God gave me the gift of telling a story. There's so much stuff I can't do very well. Madrid is a Spanish team, which occasionally goes to Champions League every season as far as you're concerned. Real Madrid is not a Premier League team. Okay, well, I don't really get how it works, though. Somehow they play each other from time to time. Barcelona, Real Madrid. It's a big English team. It's not Liverpool. Drawing a blank. You know Turkish. Your English is bad. Well, why don't you speak in Turkish? What do you do? And apologies for my ignorance. Do people speak Turkish? I assume that they do. It's not although it's a Muslim country, it wouldn't be an Arabic country. Is this correct? So people in Turkey, just because it's Muslim, Muslim doesn't mean Arabic. Arabic, I think, like Indonesia is the largest populated Muslim country. They're certainly not Arabic. I think Arabic must be the geographical area that's in the Middle East. Yeah, okay, the official language is Turkish. No, I don't want to learn any words in Turkish, really. I mean, I could, but I would forget them. But we have a few people from Turkey here. I thought maybe you'd want to chat. All right, well, Vernon actually wants to know a Turkish word. Vernon wants to know the word for ass. I don't know if Vernon is talking like a butt or he's talking like a donkey. Is a donkey an ass or is a mule an ass? Popo. Okay, I'm going to just start. You dumb popo. All right, well, popo seems appropriate for an ass. And I'm betting it's the butt. All right. So do most people in Turkey speak English? Kermit, you seem very good at it. I look like the current Bruce Willis. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I like to keep current. So if I'm going to look like Bruce Willis, it might as well be the most current version of him. I had somebody on Facebook. I posted a picture of me with my cup of tea at the coffee shop today. And I asked, or somebody asked me, has anyone ever told you you look like Gary Owens' brother? And I go, yeah, I've been told that. I don't know who Gary Owens is. I believe he's a comedian. I guess I could Google him to find out. But I'm told I look like Bruce Willis and Arnie Slott and I don't know what the Chris Luxem and Vin Diesel. Boring. You're working as a flight attendant. Your English comes from, but sadly most people could not speak well. Yeah, no, I'm not saying they need to speak English. I'm not that English centric. I was just kind of curious. You just learned that Somali is the preferred term for the people, language, and culture of the people of Somalia, as opposed to Somalian. That doesn't totally surprise me, Captain Careful. I think I've heard probably both used. Maybe Somalian was used incorrectly, but it doesn't shock me. I've certainly heard Somali before as well. What a glorious audience, Jim Rat. Have you noticed how glorious this audience is today? With 15 thumbs up and 26 people watching. Was I going to tell you about my workout? How I did it 3 days in a row? I've been sick for a week and a half-ish. And with Thanksgiving, I'd only worked out once in almost 2 weeks. 2 days ago, I went into the gym and went into the weight room and did bench, curls, shoulder presses, core, stretching, and some pull-ups. Yesterday, I went into the fitness room and did my tire flips, pull-ups, sled push, medicine ball throws, kettlebell walks, also known as farmer carries or something like that. And some core work. And today I was back in the gym with bench and curls and pull-ups and such. Felt good. It does feel good to be back in the gym. It almost feels good to miss some and then lower the weights a little bit and kind of work your way back up, give you a fresh attitude. If I encounter a Turkish restaurant in your area, please give Turkish coffee a shot some other day. You will like it. I've heard people talk to me about Turkish coffee. Do I gamble? Well, I used to gamble a lot. I mean, I don't know. Again, there's a lot of talk on my show. Maybe too much talk about addiction and alcoholism and vices. And I'm not sure that I consider gambling similar to drinking alcohol or smoking weed in my case. I used to gamble all the time, not all the time, but I'd go to the casino, the riverboats in the western suburbs of Chicago, probably on average twice a week, and lost a ridiculous amount of money over a couple of years. Yeah. And I'd like to say I don't gamble anymore, but that's not really true. I was with a guy from work the other day who's a Green Bay Packer fan, and we bet $20 on the Bears-Packers game, and I don't feel I'm going to, become a raving gambling fiend again. Did I play table games or slots? I played blackjack to an extremely ridiculous amount. Somebody says, who happens to be named Trainwrecked. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed. You're drinking coffee and smoking weed. I did not like weed. I mean, I liked it for a while. But I think there are things that are wrong with smoking weed. And I think a lot of people kind of eventually come to that. And whether they stop all together or not is another issue. Male donkey plus a female horse equals a mule. So it couldn't be a female donkey and a male horse? It has to be that order? Oh, somebody subscribed to my channel. Well, thank you. By the way, my channel grows every day, and I do my show called Coffee with Ken. I heard a rumor that my show was the fastest growing show on YouTube and the most awesome show on YouTube, live show. I heard it this morning. I forget who was saying it. Oh, it was me. And I was just making it up. But anyway, if you'd care to like or subscribe, I would appreciate it. Because, again, I have fun with this and my candle grows every day. Did I say my candle, my channel? Yes, it does smell nice. It is the Balsam Forest candle. I actually have another candle behind me that's lit. I normally don't have two candles going at the same time, but I do today because I've got a couple in the closet that I want to break out, and I won't do it till that other one's gone. Is it wrong to smoke weed daily? Because you do. Do you feel good that you smoke weed daily? Because it doesn't matter what I think. I think for me it was wrong to smoke weed daily. I think every day, the following day, I felt a little fuzzy, and I would start smoking earlier and earlier, and I had a hard time being in the moment because, like I said before, if I was gonna take my kids to the playground, I would smoke in the garage before and be anxious to get home so I could smoke some more. For me, I just had a hard time feeling like I was ever in the moment because I always wanted to go have another hit. So for me, I think there's a problem with it's wrong to smoke weed daily. Personally, I don't care what you do, but I think a lot of people kind of come to that, and the way they hide that feeling is they get high, which usually works for the first hit in the morning. But if you're an everyday smoker, within a few hours or probably within an hour or so from your first hit, you don't feel high anymore. You just kind of feel slightly a slower moving version of yourself. Somebody said moderation. And I think moderation is a great concept. But it's not one that works for me And I'm going to guess if it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for a lot of people. But it's a great idea and a fine suggestion, Mitchell McCullen. Oh, I'm sorry, McMullen. Why do you have the number 7746 after your name, Mitchell McMullen? Could there possibly be 7,745 other Mitchell McMullen and you got the last one? Everything that leads to exaggeration. Wait a minute. Again, we've got a glorious audience. Wait, hold on here. Everything that leads to exaggeration is bad, from Coca-Cola and weed and everything in between. I'm not totally sure what that means, but I appreciate it. Somebody wants to be a mod for me and calls me Daddy Ken. I'll give you a spanking. For some reason, Stacy hopped on and said the Philadelphia Eagles. You have post-PTSD, anxiety attacks, and weed works best in your situation. You wouldn't function well without it. Patriot Watcher, I thank you if you have military service or whatever your PTSD is. I feel for you with that. But again, I think I struggled with anxiety most of my life and thought that I functioned better with weed, and I didn't. I just kind of buried the anxiety. But you do you. If you want to smoke weed, go for it. Jim Rat was all in 100% when he did drugs and drank alcohol. There was no moderation of any kind. I'm sure there's some people that can do that. Yeah, Jim Rat, I think, again, not all my videos need to connect with everybody. And I think that's why you like my show, Jim Rat, is because maybe you and I are fairly similar in that way. But I'll get people to hop on and go, oh, that's not right, because they feel differently. And it's okay for people to feel differently, but for me, if I drink, or you, if you drink or smoke, or on the other hand, if we go work out, we do it all the time. You said exactly what I felt. You'll turn 24 in 4 months. What did I say was what you felt about smoking weed? Do you smoke? Person that turns 24? Do I like coffee? Yeah, I do. I'm drinking some right now. Thank you for asking. James, what is up? We're just doing an afternoon show. You know why? Because there was no substitute teaching job needed for me today. And I had the free day. So while I was doing my show this morning, which had a whole lot of connection issues, I said, well, heck, I am pretty good at this. Why don't I try and put a little focused effort into growing my page? Not like I don't focus. I work pretty hard at it. But really do it. And to really do it, I think if I went live 2 or 3 times a day, my page would grow very quickly. You've been smoking for 2 years, you're saying. Okay, I don't know how you feel about your smoking. And again, it doesn't bother me if anybody smokes or drinks or does anything. But I'm just telling you my experience, and my experience often offends people. So I don't know, it's part of my charm. Let's see, you enjoyed the snow walk the other day. Yeah, no, I think it was beautiful. It was beautiful. 2 days ago, we had some heavy snow coming down, and I had some thoughts on my mind and went out for a walk, and it turned out a great, great video. You're a marijuana advocate, no doubt, and you enjoyed drinking, though did have a problem with drinking when younger. All right, well, James, again, it doesn't bother me at all that you're an advocate or that you love it or whatever, but I know for me, I stopped loving it. And for me, I started feeling like a loser because I was chasing a high that no longer existed. I'd smoke in the morning, it'd feel kind of good. I'd have that good weed taste in my mouth. And, but again, I don't know, 15 minutes later, I was wondering if I got a good hit, and I'd go back out and smoke some more, and just kind of felt okay the rest of the day, but not that energetic enthusiasm. And I know there's times I've used to get high and want to clean the house or kick ass in a bunch of different ways, but I think if you do it enough or do it too much, you lose that enthusiasm. And one of the things besides playing with my kids that gives me joy, great joy, was riding my scooter. I owned a Suzuki Bergman 400, and I'd love riding it around the town I lived in, which was Naperville, Illinois. And I never felt comfortable riding if I'd smoked earlier in the day. Because the ground looks awfully hard if you just have a hint of stoneness, and your reaction time's a little not quite as good, and I get nervous just thinking about that feeling. Let's see, you just dropped in. You dropped a like, hold on. Loving the cozy cabin vibe on the TV in the back. Perfect afternoon energy. Well, thank you, Al. Are you an AI? What does that mean? Allie the AI. Are you really an AI? I used AI for something else today. Oh, I titled my most recent video. I posted a video maybe 2.5, 3 hours ago, and I was gonna title it, When Life Has You by the Balls. And I suggested it to AI. And they thought it was edgy and might work, but they also cautioned me that YouTube might lower the number of views it gets because it's a little beyond edgy, and also lower my ad revenue. And they threw out a whole bunch of suggestions, and I ended up going with one of their suggestions, and they asked, hey, what kind of mood is the video? Is it serious? Is it somber? Is it humorous? And I said it was serious but inspirational. And I changed the title, and you guys can look it up easier than I can, to something like When Life Knocks You to Your Knees or something like that. And I went with that title, and it's getting a lot of viewership. So I might use AI more and more going forward. Yeah, someone else reminded you to hit that like button. We've got 30 right now. We got 36 watching. And I kind of think that YouTube likes the more likes I get, and is more likely to broadcast my show to more people if you like it for me. You have smoked from 15 till 32, and now with a baby on the way, you have different things in mind. Dan says, well, congratulations first and foremost with the baby on the way. I think being a dad is the coolest thing you will ever do. And I will leave whether you want to smoke or not up to you. I'm guessing if you smoke from 15 to 32, you barely even feel it. I know I smoked for about that length of time, and I don't think people could really tell whether I was high or not, or I could tell whether I was high or not. Do I know Agent 47? Look him up. I personally don't. But I've been called that before, and apparently he has a barcode on the back of his head. So I know of Agent 47. Walter White Light. Wait, I don't look like Walter White. Wait, who's Walter White? Isn't that the main guy on Breaking Bad? I heard I look like Hank Schrader, his brother-in-law. You're recently picking up smoking again. Well, congratulations. Though never really quit, just went virtually no use for a few years. You're picking up smoking again. Sorry to laugh, and again, it doesn't bother me. And I'm not trying to even offend, it just sounds kind of fun. Most people don't say, and I'm not even trying to call it a bad habit, but let's call it a bad habit. You're picking up smoking again. All right, way to go. And here in Romania, it's bad. You can do jail for 3 years. Oh, wait a minute, for smoking weed? Are you saying for smoking weed you can do maybe 3 grams? Words of wisdom. Uh-oh. If what you need to be happy is always something more than what you already have, it is unattainable. Someone else is a wise sage. Somebody wants me to undo another button. What kind of show do you think this is? What kind of man do you think I am? I'm not that type of fella. You are an AI. Okay, but AI told me not to use When Life Has You by the Balls. It certainly grabs attention, but it told me not to, and I ended up going with something else. I look experienced. That's why you asked, because I too know that it's not a good thing, but it's hard to not smoke also. It's not hard once you decide you don't want to do it anymore. You like philosophy and you study religion. You can't help but pick up a little bit of wisdom along the way. Way to go, someone else. Always getting better. Yeah, I'm going to get a little more coffee. Enjoy my Christmas scene behind me. And yeah, that's all I got. Again, we're enjoying the peppermint mocha this afternoon. I normally won't whip up a pot of coffee, but I was out at the coffee shop and was drinking tea and didn't want any more tea. Let's see. Wait, we're crashing. We're down to 19 people watching. What the heck's going on? You'll probably quit smoking cigarettes when cannabis is deregulated or at least fully legalized. All right. Oh, wow. Someone else. If you're enjoying your afternoon coffee with Ken, hit the like button. Consider sharing and subscribing. It helps this channel more than you know. Thank you so much, someone else. What's going on? We got to get above 19. We got to get above 20 people. You guys are going to hurt my feelings if everyone keeps leaving. Not really. The less I care, the better I do. The less when I go to the gym, the less I look at myself in the mirror to see if I've gained any muscle, the better I'll be. When I'm trying to lose a few pounds, the less I look in the mirror to see if I look thinner, I think the better I'll be. Because I think almost everything in life takes a lot of time. And I'm not patient all the time. And I'll sit there and stare and wonder how many more views I got or if I picked up another subscriber. And that's just an exercise in frustration. I hear the song, Where Are the Clowns? Coming from my Christmas scene in the back. I don't think there's any affiliation between Where Are the Clowns and Christmas, but it sounds real pretty. So I don't know how much I have for you. I could talk all afternoon if you wanted. It's going to get dark out kind of soon, though. Not that that stops me. That's why Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. How do you feel about Thomas Edison? The more I learn about that other dude that discovered alternating current, the less I'm impressed with Thomas Edison. What's the guy's name? Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Who's the guy? Thomas Edison did direct current, I believe, and the other guy, his like protege. Yeah, Nicholas Tesla. How did I forget that name? Nikola Tesla. see. We are as far away from divine as humanly possible. That sounds like it's a sentence right up someone else's alley. And I don't mean someone else like some other person. I mean my viewer who goes by the name of someone else, who has a studied philosophy and religion. The only thing depressing about knowing the future and how the world ends is that absolutely nobody cares. James doesn't seem to like Thomas Edison, said he paid low wages to many people and gained credit for their works. I don't know about all of that. I mean, it could be true. I mean, could you say that about like Steve Jobs? I mean, Steve Jobs obviously didn't invent the iPhone. But he certainly wasn't, and maybe he did. He and what's his name, Wozniak and the other dude probably did put the first Apple computer together in a garage somewhere. But I don't know, I don't believe that Steve Jobs was the tech mastermind of that group. And he's still the famous name when it comes to Apple Computer. Odin, this statement isn't nearly as quotable, so I'll let it go. Not to say both men weren't rather intelligent, they basically just had access to intelligent minds for cheap wages. Are you saying Edison and Steve Jobs? Well, yeah, it's probably true for any head of anything. You know, Andrew Carnegie didn't melt steel either, but he just put it somehow together. Rockefeller didn't, I don't know, what was Rockefeller? Did he do oil? I think he did. He was an oil guy. Or Vanderbilt probably didn't drive a train. But they're all famous. Oh, it's nice. Again, fairly glorious audience. Oh, that's nice. I wonder if my show would grow if I just sat here. Can you all hear the music? I think Carnegie was Scottish, wasn't he? Hello, sad man. How are you? We have a glorious audience. To call this a non-glorious audience would just be not right. Can I wish somebody a happy birthday? I don't think I can today. I don't know who that person is. I'm pretty sure he was Scottish, James. I'm pretty sure he was. I'm Scottish, and that's why I know. Or I think I'm also Irish, too. I think he was flat out Scottish. I could be wrong, but I rarely am. Somebody can Google it. Andrew Carnegie, Scottish or Irish? Oh, Sadman says there's a glorious host. If you had a time machine and you can only go back in time, you have all the information on Google now and you click the button, what time and where would you go to and what would you do? I'd stay right where I am. I wouldn't hop in any time machine and go back. I would never go back or forward. I like where I am and what I'm doing. Do I drink decaf? No, I don't. I gotta sneeze, hold on. Excuse me? I am doing well, thank you. Oh, Victoria. Wait, her name is Victoria James. Called me handsome. While I appreciate the compliment, if it's Victoria saying it to me, I appreciate it much more than if it's James. Hello from Croatia. How are you? I think Croatia is probably a beautiful country. I have a hunch. I look like a honey singer. I don't know what that means. Hello, Scott Buron. Look at our glorious audience, Scott. 36 people thumbs up, 32 people watching. Again, to not acknowledge the glory that is in today's afternoon show, you'd have to be a fool. And I know there are no fools amongst us today. My favorite color is purple. I like blue and red, but there's something very regal about purple. If you had a time machine, you'd go back before anything ever existed and stop it from starting. This, friends, is why you're not allowed the time machine. Well, I'm glad you aren't allowed a time machine, someone else. Although you're very sage-like with your philosophy and your religion, I'm glad you do not have a time machine. Whatever you can give it work with, I will keep. Okay, well, you don't have to keep anybody happy there, Suresh Kumar, but I appreciate the offer. I don't know how long we're going to talk for. How do I get my head so silky smooth? Actually, I didn't even shave it this afternoon, so it's really not as silky smooth as you think. I mean, I don't know, it's just a normal head. I don't know if you saw me walking down the street. Wait, is Schlegel still there? I mean, Schlegel's seen me in person. I don't know if my head is particularly smooth. How do you not nick your head with such a shave? I think it's easier to shave your head than it is your face. Like really all you gotta kind of worry about when you're shaving your head is the spot right here, your ears. But you know, when you're shaving your face, there's a lot more angles in your nose and stuff, a lot more danger shaving your face. Ah, very rounded. Well, thank you. Thank you. All the wisdom I could share with you when it comes to shaving the head. I really thought most of my channel would be about sobriety or mental health or divorce or financial highs and lows or selling real estate or snowy weather. But it's really shaving the head is what you guys come looking for. Odin says he can't shave his head all the way. Because you think if you shaved your head all the way, you would start hitting it on things? Do you think like you get clumsier when you shave your head? Would I consider adding a sprinkle of meth in my coffee? No. No, I don't think I would. I've never done meth. I think I was always savvy enough to know my addictive nature, therefore avoided what would be considered the harder drugs. So no. No, I would not, as attractive as you make it sound with such a nice word like sprinkle, I wouldn't put any meth in my coffee. I've been hearing for like weeks that we're planning some military assault on Venezuela. I don't watch the news, but occasionally some news story will hop on one of my social media channels. And I don't know, they've been talking about like Venezuela. What are we doing? Are we just blowing up ships that are coming up from Venezuela? There's 3 battleships there now. I didn't know that we still use battleships. We still do. I thought they had a vastly declining in popularity. Keep the price up. We never build anything out of the use of fuel. Congrats on 10K. Well, thank you so much, Daily Market News. What I'm striving for is 10,200. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to hit 10,200 in the next few days. And it's not going to do a darn thing. So if anybody out there is setting some goal, some random goal at a random time, I mean, do I feel any different with 10,000 subscribers? Maybe a little. It gets me to 10% of the way because I do want that silver plaque. I would almost beg you all to subscribe to my channel because I want the silver plaque. Yes, I would make much more money if I had 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, but I swear it's not for the money. It might be 5 or 10% for the money, but 90% of my desire to hit 100,000 subscribers is to have a silver plaque. They better not change. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to 100,000 subscribers, but I will get there. I will get there, and I can't wait to get it. I'm worried it's going to actually come out like this big. Like when I see it on various content creators' walls, I like to think it's some huge plaque. Probably be like this big. I hear it's kind of like the Alamo. You know, you go see the Alamo, you're expecting some great thing, and it's kind of small and crammed in like a shopping mall. It's kind of a letdown. Do I do contracts? Oh, you mean like, no, I don't do contracts. I'm not sure what type of contract you're referring to. Yeah, way to go, Scott. Way to go. Oh, that's nice. 38 people watching, 42 thumbs up. I don't really do any type of contracts with people or for people. Again, I'm not like I don't want to hurt anybody. I want people to smile and feel good and laugh. Some people do not want to smile, feel good, and laugh. Mm-hmm. Way to go, Scott. It sounds like you know what's important to you and you're headed in the right direction. Well, I guess I'm going to keep talking because it's 4:09. And we got a real peaceful mood here. And I'm enjoying my coffee. Oh, well, thank you, ever happy dude. I dressed up for this afternoon's show. I wanted to look pretty. Do I drink hot chocolate? I do, not very often. I'm not totally sure why I don't. I think I would probably drink a lot of it and gain weight. Scott just made coffee. Well, if Scott just made coffee, I can't go anywhere. I got to drink some more. Schlevel's brain instantly goes to the Giddy Up 409 song. I don't know why your brain goes to the Giddy Up 409 song, Schlevel. But I've met you. A woman like you, I'm not surprised. Your brain immediately goes to the Giddy Up 409 song. Somebody asked what I was looking at when I looked out the window. Nothing in particular. Snow on a rooftop. Any activity that may or may not be there. Oh, it was 4:09 p.m. All right, well now I know why. Again, no surprise, Schlevel. How's the Bible reading come along? Scott, great question. I read the first 2 chapters from Deuteronomy last night. So I'm in the 5th book of the Bible, and the 2 chapters that I read last night were more enjoyable reading, more story told like a story than so many chapters I read from the book of Numbers. So I'm still, I'm only on page like 135, and there's 1,000 pages. I have no idea how much of the Bible is Old Testament or New. I haven't looked, but I'm hoping the Old Testament's not more than 200 pages long. I could be crazy. It could be 500. It could be 7. But if it is, I got a long reading ahead of me. And I'm hoping I get to some inspirational, beautiful passages that so many of us are connect to at some level. Because what I'm reading, I don't think many people out there have read or done much studies of the Old Testament. I'm not saying there aren't a lot of people that have, but I think most of the people you see here in America probably haven't read the Old Testament at all. It's 471 pages long, the Old Testament. That means I'm not even a third the way there. That means I'm not even a third the way there. And it's taken me 2 months plus. Well, how do you eat an elephant? You do it one bite at a time, and that's the way I'm going to go at it, and just not worry about 471 pages, although I'm worried about the 471 pages. No, Schlevel, I didn't say 409 pages. I said 471. I'm just going to worry about the 2 chapters I have ahead of me. British Defense League said they read the Old Testament in 5 months, or the whole book, the whole Bible. Does watching the snow calm me? Well, it's not currently snowing, but yeah, I really enjoy watching the snow come down. Or having it back there. I just came across this video. I thought I'd mix it up from the typical fireplace I use, and thought a little Christmas music might be nice. Okay, well, British Defense League said just the Old Testament took you 5 months. Okay. Yeah, no, it's a long read. I'm only reading 2 chapters a night, so I spend about 15 minutes every night, 10 to 20 minutes, I guess, reading those 2 chapters. And it's a hard read. A lot of it is. Odin misses the seasons. I wonder where Odin lives. I'm going to get a little more coffees because Scott just brewed some for himself. So if you guys want to stick around, please subscribe to my page. I have a lot of fun. I go live pretty much every morning. If you'd also double tap the screen, that could be helpful. That could be helpful. Wow, that is pretty. I'm watching the video from my video. It's prettier when you watch it directly. Again, the price I pay creating such valuable content for the viewers. But anyway, it is Thursday afternoon. It is Thursday afternoon. $5 billion, the band just hopped on. Welcome, $5 billion, the band. Are you actually in a band? And is the band titled $5 billion? And why $5 billion? Not 6, not 4, not 8? $5 billion, the band is saying they're having a chilling afternoon. What does a chilling afternoon? Come on, $5 billion. We're all laying it out here. When you say chilling, is that code for anything? What does chilling mean to you? So British Columbia is on the West Coast, Scott Brown. I guess I didn't know. Well, you're sitting. Well, I figured you weren't running a mile and doing nothing, but just scrolling through YouTube. Have you come across my page before, $5 billion, the band? Do you mind if I just call you $5 billion? Or do I need to give you your full title? And how do you feel about the vibe of my show so far? When you're I don't even know how to scroll through live videos on YouTube, by the way. I really don't. But when you are scrolling through, does anybody that you watch address you as much as I have in the first minute here? Uh-oh, somebody just said boring. That hurts. This is the most exciting channel on YouTube. And I heard a rumor that it's the fastest growing and the most awesome. Granted, the rumor was started by me, and I said it this morning. Oh. You have 3 new Nirvana albums. When you say when you say new, I mean, obviously you must mean new to you. Or did the dudes from Nirvana get back together, minus Kurt Cobain, and put out some new music that I don't know about? Oh, I stopped you scrolling. Well, welcome aboard, Bonnie Vickers. You got him yesterday. Wait, $5 billion, the band, we did not discuss. You never answered me. As you were scrolling, do you get engaged with by people you scroll by as much as I'm engaging you and talking about Nirvana? Oh yeah. Are you old enough? Were you alive when Nirvana was still a band? I'll bet you weren't. Name 10 Nirvana songs. You haven't answered any of my questions. I can't name 10 Nirvana songs. I could probably name 4 or something. I was never that big in Nirvana, but I was certainly alive when they were a band. Scott Byrne throws in Smells Like Teen Spirit. Hello, Bonnie Vickers. Bonnie Vickers, Bonnie Vickers, Bonnie Vickers. Odin prefers classical music because he's in SoCal. That's what the people listen to in SoCal. Perhaps you continued to scroll through YouTube and you didn't hear me address your desire for me to name 5 or 10 Nirvana songs. A, I said I can't. I could probably name 4. B, I said I still have asked you several questions that you're ignoring. Oh, it's good. That is good. Do you guys know what kind of coffee I'm drinking? Do we need to rehash it? No, no, Schliebel, I'm not talking about hash pipe or anything like that. Who sang the song Hash Pipe while we're talking music? Weezer, nice job, driver. Do I like my coffee black? That's the way I'm drinking it. At home, I drink it black. Hey, 5 billion the band, you're just kind of boring me now. You're trying to dominate this conversation. So I'm removing you. I'm tired of hearing about your Nirvana albums. Go somewhere else and talk about your Nirvana albums. I like my coffee. Well, I don't know. I don't know that I like my coffee like I like my men. First of all, I have no non-platonic feelings towards men. And really, there's no second of all, so we'll just stop right there. Scott, no, again, this platform's easy. You almost don't need mods on it, but I appreciate it. I'm worried, Scott, if you became a moderator, you'd change. You'd get power hungry. I've seen it happen. I know, Scott, you're a good man and very helpful, but I've seen it happen to great people. I don't know that Scott has bad days. Well, maybe he does when he's not on my show. Every day he's on here. He seems very friendly and upbeat. And he's always cheering for more likes and subscribes, which I must say I appreciate. Scott will get wild with power. With great power comes great responsibility. And I think Scott is one of those guys that would just go mad with the awesome power that is being a moderator of Coffee with Ken. Schliebel has begged me to become a moderator. Begged me. She got down on her knees. Please, Ken, please. I won't get power hungry like Scott would. I said, sorry, Schliebel. I don't believe you. I've seen it happen just one too many times, and I can't let it happen again. Narinder, you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you for hopping on. I hope your brother's feeling better. So it's about 4:23. What happened to the gong? It's over there, Scott. I haven't used it because I think it might be a point of pride for trolls and might like that they get gonged. So that's why I haven't used it. You are in the foothills of North Carolina. Where am I? Bonnie, I am in Wisconsin. Drop links. Love, love, love. I don't even know what drop links means. If everyone was a troll, then what would be Who would be normal? My opinion on Kim Jong-il dynasty and would I run my country like that? I mean, I don't know. I don't even feel like answering my opinion on. No, I wouldn't probably run my country like Kim Jong-il or whichever Kim Jong it is. I don't have any great opinions, but no, I don't even want to talk about that. That doesn't interest me. I forget how you chose Appleton. Will I refresh your memory? No. You were a mod for a channel. The guy put his mod in timeout. Well, you know, if you disagree with me, I might throw you in timeout too. Scott, yeah, I know. But do you have power? Oh, look how dark it's getting. Either I need to go or I need to move. Hello, Stevie K. Well, Stevie K's in the house. And if Stevie K's in the house, I can't leave just yet. Wait, you're on your other account? Do you have multiple accounts, Stevie K? They're both very official. By the way, Stevie K, I did a little research on the name Stevie K. Apparently, it could refer to several different people. So I kind of understand why you are Stevie K official. It was getting a little too dark there. I almost fell asleep. You don't want me to fall asleep, do you? Let's just talk for a few more minutes over here. Won't that be nice? I wonder if I picked up any subscribers this afternoon. That would be super cool too. Ooh, you guys want to see this up close? Isn't that pretty? How's the weather? It's cold here. You are the most official. I thought you were. For a minute. I was going, wait a minute. How can I be sure he's more official than those other Stevie Ks? And I'm still not sure if you are the most official. Drinking so much coffee won't make me feel bad. How much coffee am I drinking? Are those Russian letters or Soviet? Or they're not Soviet, but are those Russian letters that I'm reading there? I'm not against Russia at all, so don't be offended. But they kind of look like something I'd seen on a newspaper from you all. Yeah, Bonnie, I can drink coffee and go to bed too. Bonnie, are you the one from the foothills of North Carolina, or was that somebody else? What a glorious audience. What an absolute glorious audience we have today with 55 thumbs up. I'll bet you North Carolina is a pretty cool state to live in. I don't know what brought me to Wisconsin exactly. I mean, I actually do know what brought me to Wisconsin. But I'll bet you North Carolina is a pretty neat state as well. Wow. Again, it's so peaceful. I really enjoyed these days off the last couple. Both times I was disappointed. I've wanted to work many days. Wasn't able. So I work out, I go live, I rock and roll. Why Appleton? Well, because Oshkosh wasn't good enough for me. I was looking to become, I had a viewer. I lived in the western suburbs of Chicago, went through a horrific second divorce, had a lot of bitter feelings towards my second ex-wife. And the western suburbs of Chicago are very expensive. I was struggling reinventing myself with such proximity to my second wife and keeping a roof over my head while covering my financial responsibilities. I had a viewer from Oshkosh that said, hey, come up here, you can find a job. I came up here, checked out Oshkosh, the restaurants in the area. My plan was to get a waiter job as quickly as I could. Felt a little country, a little small town for me. And I would ask people in Oshkosh, where should I go? And many people said Appleton, Wisconsin. I'd never heard of Appleton. I came up on a visit for a day or two from Oshkosh. And after 6 days of being in Oshkosh, I came up, checked into a hotel, got a job the next day at Texas Roadhouse, and have really enjoyed the town. I found an awesome, awesome apartment that you're seeing me in now, right in downtown Appleton, which is a beautiful, beautiful town, and with a great Y, plenty of coffee shops, a ton of bars if you're into that. About 30 miles from Green Bay if you're a Packers fan. And feel fortunate to have found Appleton and found this home and to have furnished it in what I'd consider a pretty darn nice fashion on a limited budget. So that's why Appleton. Yeah, it is crazy expensive. Again, I'm renting this apartment. It's about $1,200, and I'm right downtown. It would be $2,500 to $3,000 in Downers Grove or Naperville, where I lived before. And since I'm trying to recreate myself and left a career and didn't have any great plans, the quickest job that paid fairly well was waiting tables. And I could not keep a roof over my head and cover my financial responsibilities in the western suburbs. So I've been able to up here and enjoying it a lot. Well, thank you, Scott. Thank you very much. Wow. Again, just hopping on live on a quiet Thursday afternoon. Somebody said downtown Appleton usually has artsy things. Yeah, they do. They have a lot of, there's a college right at the end of the street, and I live right next to College Avenue, and there's a university called Lawrence University right at the end of town. There's a lot of cool paintings. There's a kind of a liberal vibe, a lot of pride flags, and it's kind of balanced with regular old Wisconsin people wearing camouflage and beards and hunters. Everybody up here hunts. It's weird. Some people would hunt in Illinois, but everybody hunts except me in Wisconsin, even the women. It is. I'm not totally sure what eclectic means, but it feels like an eclectic mix. I'm not sure it's eclectic, but it's what I would feel is polar opposites, kind of very liberal and very man of the earth conservative, if you will, and not totally sure. But anyway, it's almost, I guess it's 4:30. You don't hunt, you are female, but yes, they all hunt in Wisconsin. Yeah, a lot of the women. And I don't know if I knew any women hunters in Illinois, but pretty much hunting season or deer season is like a state holiday up here. But anyway, again, it is Thursday afternoon, and I've had a great day. Not the day I expected it to be, certainly not. but a great day nevertheless. I got a great workout in. I posted some videos. I edited some videos. I enjoyed some tea. I've gone live with you. I've FaceTimed everybody I needed to and reached out to my family and friends and everybody I love. So I feel great about the day. And I'm probably just going to chill out, maybe watch a movie or something on TV. I'll probably hop on live in an hour or two and read a couple chapters from the Bible, chapters 3 and 4 from the book of Deuteronomy. And if you care, I'd love you to join me for that. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I go live just about every morning and have a lot of fun doing this show and enjoy watching it grow, and it grows a little bit every day. So again, I want to thank you so much for joining on this Thursday afternoon. I hope your week is going well, your day is going great, that you are feeling good, that you are loving yourself, that you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.